As time goes on, I'm becoming more and more convinced that the only difference between those who succeed at what they're doing and those who fail at what they're doing is persistence in about 95% of cases. Now, this thought's come to me mainly as I go into this whole YouTube journey. And what I've noticed is obviously people talk about persistence and talk about you got to keep posting. And it almost becomes like, yeah, I know that. But when you look into it, you find out that so many people quit relatively early in the grand scheme of things, right? And the reason I think this is because of something that James Clear writes in his book, Atomic Habits, called the plateau of latent potential. So I'll show you what it looks like. Here's the plateau of latent potential. And you can see the graph here, there's time on the x-axis, and it shows what you think should happen, being a linear progress, you're making progress continually and consistently, and what actually happens, which is more of an exponential growth. The idea behind this is that when you're in this period before the two intersect, what you expect to happen is greater than what's actually happening. But once you get to that intersect, once you pass enough time, then what's actually happening exceeds what you expect to happen by far. And so that seems to be the main issue that people run into, and myself included at times, is we expect progress to come, immediately. We expect progress to come and continually grow. But that's not necessarily true. In his book, James Clear uses an interesting analogy where he says, imagine an ice cube. And that ice cube is in the freezer or in some, sub-freezing environment. And let's say it's negative 40 degrees Celsius, or well, I guess, let's say it's below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're at 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's freezing, and the ice cube is frozen. Well, every degree warmer that you make the room is progress towards the noticeable change of the ice cube melting. Because once it hits 32 degrees Fahrenheit, the ice cube will melt. And before it can hit 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it has to hit 31 and 30 and 29. So each incremental increase is progress, even though you won't see it until much later. And so I think this applies with progress that we make in our endeavors. A lot of times, you won't see the progress as soon as you expect. But that doesn't mean it's not there. It can just be the case that, like the graph I showed, that progress is going to be exponential. And, as I've been doing this YouTube thing, I think I've posted like 5 or 6 videos, and they have not gone well at all. I think one is sitting at 75 views, and it's my most viewed video. And the one I posted most recently is my least viewed video. So it almost feels like I'm making a negative return. But I'm just trying to remember this fact, which is that, most YouTubers quit within, whatever it is, 3 months. 90% of them do. And it's only those that keep going, where even if there's 20 videos in a row that get less than 100 views, it could be that 21st one where the temperature changes enough and the views start coming in. There was this one YouTuber I was watching, I forget the name now, but I was watching a video by him that was talking about the struggles of being a small YouTuber. And in the video, he mentions that he's got like 2,000 subscribers, and it's taken him like 2 years to do it. And this video was posted a year before I was watching it. So it's been a year since he posted the video. And I check his channel, and he's at over 100,000 subscribers. So for those 2 years, his growth is very slow. And then it explodes after, that second year. So anyways, I just think I think that that's interesting how the growth and the progress we're making can be different than what we expect. And two, applying this to your guys' lives, because obviously if you guys are subscribed to this channel, all 38 of you, then you want to make some sort of improvement, whether that be, your mental health or your sleep or your productivity, whatever it is. You want to make some improvement to your life. And I just want to temper the expectations of early on that improvement might not be noticeable, but it doesn't mean you should quit. Let's see, I think I had a note written down. Oh yeah. If you think about it, what could you not accomplish if you dedicated yourself for a year to doing something? I've been consistently doing stuff for YouTube for like maybe a month now of more consistent stuff. I got a few projects coming out soon that I've been working on. What will happen if I dedicate myself for a year? If you tried to learn a language for a year and you actually did study it every single day for a year, even if you study in a suboptimal way, I feel like you can still pick it up and you will be far ahead of most, 90% of people. If you go to the gym for a year and you don't watch a single gym video, a single advice video, and all you do is just lift as heavy as you can, and obviously don't injure yourself, have decent technique, but if you just know how to lift and you do it as heavy as you can and you don't optimize anything for a year, you'll make more progress than most people who are watching gym content and go once a week. So to end this video, temper expectations early on. You can do a lot of stuff. When you're persistent, you can accomplish a lot more than you think. There's a quote where, I don't know the exact wording, but it says, you underestimate what you can do in a month or in a week. Or no, you overestimate what you can do in a week, but you underestimate what you can do in a year. And so maybe a year from now, I'll come back to this video and we'll see how different is this channel. Do I have 39 subs yet? Do I even have 50 and I can go live? Which I've been trying to get to for the last 2 months or 1 month. But regardless, I appreciate you guys watching me. I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff out soon on productivity. Just remember, watching the video is 10% of the equation, and then actually applying it consistently is going to be the other 90%. Have a good night, guys.